So it was completely unplanned. I worked for a quantity surveyors in the accounts department, and a friend of mine who was running a payroll had to go back to Ireland to look after her sick family, and payroll had to be run that month. Did a course, and then that 120 person payroll was mine to process from that month onwards. So using the old mainframe computers with dumb terminals, and just very unplanned. So from that first role, I was there for a few years and learned everything I needed to learn at the time for that particular payroll. But I wanted more, it interested me. So I applied and got a job at a HR and payroll software company as a help desk consultant. And I actually stayed at that company for 16 years. So I worked in help desk. I ended up actually as help desk manager. I had about 17, 18 people on the help desk working for me. I worked in sales support, I did training, I learned Irish payroll, I wrote training courses, and then the last few years of that role I was a consultant going out helping people implement software, and I even dabbled a little bit in the techie side, doing installations of the software at some companies back in the days where there was Unix and IBM mainframe computers, which I wouldn't remember any of it now, but it was a good insight as to the whole payroll process. Then I moved to Lincoln and took a job as head of payroll and HR outsource company. We ran about 130,000 pay slips a month, and I had a team of 120. From then I set up my own consultancy, and really from then onwards I've done lots of different consultancy roles and senior management roles and global roles in lots of different companies, as well as contributing to the payroll industry by being a tutor for 17 years and on the board for 10 years and the chair. My CIPP membership's gone through a few different phases. So I did my foundation degree, or what was the diploma. Then I applied to be a tutor. I ended up tutoring for 17 years. So made lots of networks and lots of connections that way. And then when I stood for board and was on the board for 10 years and chair, I think one of the biggest things for me, as well as the professional community and the industry knowledge and whatever I need to know about payroll, the CIPP can give that to me. I've made lifelong connections literally all over the world in the payroll industry, which is just amazing. So it's given me pretty much my career really, because I don't know what I would have done if I'd not done that foundation career back then and stayed in the software or the payroll outsourcing and continued on that route. I think becoming a chartered member was about demonstrating my commitment to the profession, uplifting the higher standards of payroll in my day-to-day work, as well as kind of developing everything that I needed to develop in my expertise. And all of that contributes to my day-to-day working life. Always believed in giving back, and I just feel that the more you can embrace the qualifications and the membership that the CIPP give, the more other people can see that it's a worthwhile thing to do, kind of reinforcing my personal dedication to being the highest I can be in the profession. It was pretty rigorous, but it was also really rewarding. I was in America for 6 weeks doing a long, deeply involved project on US and UK payroll, and that's when I had the time to do the application. So I was in the hotel on my own every evening, every weekend, and I just really wanted to kind of spend time writing, researching, self-evaluating to make sure that I was as honest and as open, and to dedicate pretty much most of my evenings and most of my weekends while I was out there was a really fulfilling kind of thing to do. It was challenging, but I did feel that spending that time really gave me an insight into myself and where I wanted to go in my career, and I'm still really proud to be one of the first to achieve that chartered status when it was first available to members.